Hey first graders, are you ready to start weaving today? This is a weaving that I made on a styrofoam plate, and I used a simple pattern that goes green, white, blue, white, green, white, blue, white. And today you're going to get to choose your pattern to make your weaving. Some of your parents helped me string these looms. So this is a loom, and that's what weavers work on. It has, this was a paper plate, and so they cut little cuts there, and then they took a thread and went up and down and up and down, and these threads are called warp threads. And so we're going to be weaving across these warp threads. We want to be very gentle to our looms because if I play on these strings like a guitar, or I pick it up by the strings, they might get loose, and it's really hard to weave if our threads are loose. We're going to be using a popsicle stick like this to help us guide our yarn through. And so you're going to be getting your yarn from where the cut yarn is, and then we're going to put the yarn on the end of this stick, kind of like a little mouse tail. So it needs to go off the end, and then you're going to get a piece of tape, and the tape is going to go just like that so that the yarn doesn't stick up, because we don't want it to stick on our warp threads when we go across. Then I'm going to turn this over, and I'm going to hug that tape right to the stick because we don't want the tape to stick either. So the basic way we weave is to go over, under, over, under. So I'm going to just start up here, and I'm going to go over, under, over, under, over, under, just like this, the whole way across. You can't miss any strings. Then I'm going to go all the way to the end of my string. There we go. And I'm going to push it up here. And I like to have my string kind of end in the middle. I don't want it to hang off the side. If you look back at this one, I don't have any little fuzzy tails hanging off the side. They're all tucked behind there. So when I look at this one, the black string is under the white warp thread. So when I go back this way, I'm going to go over. We always start with the opposite pattern, under, over, under, and then I pull this all the way to the end of the string. I kind of like to hold on to it so it stays right up close, and I'm going to leave a little bubble, and then I'm going to scooch this up just like that. So now I look at the last string that I was weaving under. I'm just going to tuck that tail, and the black thread is under the warp thread. So I'm going to go over, over, under, over, under. When I'm weaving this, it should look like bricks if I've done it correctly. We'll see when I push this. There's my little bubble, and then I'm going to scooch it up. If I pull too tight, my strings will get all pinched up like this. When I'm pulling, here I come to the end of my string, and if I pull all the way, do you see how my string is getting pinched? So then I just need to pull it back. There we go, and I'm going to scooch it down, and then I'm going to look. The black string is under the white string, so now I'm going to go over. And you're going to keep doing this until you get to the end of your string. When you're weaving, there are some ways that you can tell if you're doing it wrong.